Good morning, everyone. I just wanted to share this experience because I'm in Sedona, currently on Mesa, Airport Mesa vortex. And I'm coming off the back of a 3-day workshops, 3 days at the Sedona Yoga Festival, which has been really fantastic. If you've not been to Sedona, Arizona, I completely recommend it. It is just fantastic. So I hiked up here early this morning and just thought, what an amazing experience. I know it's Monday. People are getting back into their working weeks. Just thought we would take a little break together. I gave 2 talks while I was here. One of them was on the science of stillness and what happens when we take a moment. It doesn't have to be in Arizona, right? But if you want to soak some of this up, this is just grounding. And so I wanted to pop on here briefly and share a moment of stillness with you, a moment of grounding, and just returning to a place internally that can serve and where we can be intentional. And sometimes that's just popping on here to listen to me for a second and enjoying the scenery. It could be a deep breath. I've got my journal with me, and actually I even hiked up here with my coffee, so I'm really enjoying coffee with a view this morning. But I thought, you know what, this is something I'm going to take with me. This is something that I always have available to me. We all do have this ability to create stillness for ourselves, but it is really tricky. So I thought, yeah, let's come on here and regulate our nervous systems, tap into this earth energy, just take a deep breath. So I'm going to just do that now. I'm going to inhale. And as I exhale, I'm just going to make my exhale longer than my inhale. And for me, that's the easiest trick that I use a lot to activate my parasympathetic nervous system, stimulate my vagus nerve. Exhaling longer than your inhale, as you may know, it reminds your body and your brain that you are safe. So unless you're physically being attacked by a tiger or something legitimate physical danger, you're safe from the perspective of your nervous system being able to regulate and wanting to ground. So there are many ways to do that. My favorite and one of the most effective ways is a longer exhale than inhale. I think when we do that, we also remember that we tend to breathe up here. And when we get conscious about our breathing, even just for a few moments, we can breathe into our bellies and relax our middle. And that's another practice that I love to do. It brings the cortisol levels down, brings all the stress hormones a little bit in balance. And it's that play between sympathetic nervous system and sympathetic and parasympathetic that's the dance. And when that's regulated and everything is working in the way that it was designed to work, then life feels a little easier. And we tend to get stuck in the sympathetic nervous system a little bit more, and we get used to these elevated stress hormone levels. And being in a place like this, doing something a little bit out of the ordinary, carving out space, can help regulate us so much. And it feels so good. If you've been near the mountains or near the ocean or somewhere in nature where you're just faced with this vastness and this feeling, I mean, especially here, there's just a sense of energy and support, from the universe, which is so lovely. And I think that for me, sometimes I forget that that's there because I'm just running around doing my life, doing work stuff and doing kids stuff. And to remember that this is always here and all these things are around us to support us. And sometimes those things are in the form of other people or opportunities, and sometimes it's just the breath. And the breath is so powerful and gives us a moment to really be intentional. The other talk that I gave this weekend here in Sedona at the Yoga Festival was on the power of thought and just paying attention. When you can create a moment of stillness like this, You can try to get into a really calm and meditative state. The reality is that for a lot of us, we still have a lot of thoughts in our head, and that's totally normal. Just becoming aware of them in the first place is like really impactful and really powerful. And then starting to pay attention to when you're thinking. One of the workshops I attended while I was here was a really interesting, where we were in the room doing exercises. It was Qigong. Yeah, it was Qigong. It was a brilliant session. And every time we found ourselves thinking, we would just say, oh, thinking, and come back to the body. And it was this constant practice of thinking, come back to the body. Just label it thinking. It doesn't matter what the thought is. And so you've got a couple things happening there, but it's a dance. Just like with the nervous system regulation, it's this idea that we can't fight the way our brains were designed. Moreover, our brains are beautiful and our bodies are so sophisticated. The more I learn about the neuroscience of practices such as meditation and yoga, I'm just blown away at how they're starting to measure some of these things and the impact that they have. I mean, the simple practice of becoming aware of thoughts, labeling them thoughts, coming back to the body, checking in and appreciating and really looking around you. And for me, this is gorgeous. I'm so glad that you guys could come and see this for a minute and be here and just be present wherever you are. Sometimes I'm at my desk. It's like, just take a moment to use my senses, see something I've not seen before, hear something I maybe wouldn't have otherwise noticed, and really paying attention to those things that can draw us back to the present moment. But paying attention to our thoughts, especially as it relates to when we're trying to regulate our nervous systems and how challenging that can be sometimes. I know a lot of people have tried to meditate. Meditation for me is not necessarily sitting cross-legged with my hands on my lap in total stillness for a half an hour. Sometimes I know this is a meditation. Right now is a meditation in a sense where I'm just fully immersed. Well, when I put the phone down, I re-immerse myself, right? But re-immerse in the present moment with all of my senses. And I focus on the breath. And you can almost feel balance arrive. You can almost feel that place where things are just a little bit calmer. Your heart beats a little bit slower. The breath gets a little bit deeper. We're okay with the silence. We're okay with not doing all of the time. And that's really against a lot of our culture, isn't it? To really just be and not always do. And so I'm really soaking it up here while I'm in Sedona. I'm heading back to the airport shortly, but I thought, man, I got another hour and I want to spend it on the rocks. I want to spend it just soaking this up so I can take it with me. And remember that this is kind of always available. So, yeah, it's beautiful. I'll give you a little tour of my view. Let's see, we were looking. Oh, I got to turn this around now. Can I do that? Yeah. Here we go. Doing a little journaling. What do we got over here? Yeah, this view over here is pretty spectacular as well. So yeah, just a quick one this morning, really, just to say good morning. It's Monday. Well, I guess afternoon. Man, Pacific time is far away over here. It's 7:30 here, but I know in most of the world we're up and running on a Monday. Just this is your reminder that even on a Monday midday when things are getting crazy and the week is kicking off, that take a moment to ground, take a moment to breathe, even if it's literally just a moment, to feel the nervous system, give it a chance to regulate itself a little bit. It's brilliant. It's so smart. It just needs a little space, and it's that space that can be really tricky to carve out for ourselves sometimes. So this is your reminder to do that, and I will be seeing you later this week. So I hope you can all find a moment of stillness. Thanks for joining me this morning.